Welcome back to the Lyfcraft server. We are going to work on the nether hallways today. And this whole section you see here, this glorious piece of artistry, actually is got to be credited to Bearded Dragon UK. This was his baby. Put it together. It's got little campfires back there. Got the smoke effect. And then this is our pathway that goes out to the ice biome we had discovered. Kind of the closest one to spawn, really. And then a live stream here right about Monday when Hurricane Dorian was headed my way. I was on a stream and just kind of laid out a pattern here that we're just going to repeat over and over again, all the way down to the portal down there. Now, the big headache with this setup, it's just a simple repeating pattern. I'm not trying to get too fancy. I'm going to wind up taking this idea of his to use these smooth half slabs and the regular quartz half slabs and just run a whole hallway down there. So I thought, okay, I'll lay this in here and I'll repeat them on the other side. And what I'll do is they are going to get laid over this way. Then these little holes right here, I'm going to use with glass in front, similar to what you see out here. You know, I'm not going to take the idea directly, but I'm going to put some glass through, but instead I'm going to use lava flows for the lighting. Well, the big problem is we start here, so this blends kind of flat over here, and I will put another one in right here. But the headache is that that's flat, and as you can see, I am perfectly in line, headed all the way down to the other portal, and that leaves me this space back here in which to lay down the patterns of the wall. Problem is, when we get perfectly lined up on this set of pillars, I'm one in. So, this whole sample wall has got to be pushed back one block. So I've been working on that. You can see I've been picking up stuff. But I've got to get up here. And then I suppose I should put some in here just for demo. We're going to go straight across. I've been keeping the roof up, or picking up the roof to make sure it's as tall all over the place. Then what we're going to do is come up here. The wall's going to go one back. So I also had to move back the blocks that I'll need in order to get lighting in, because these two pillars will have to move back one. The lighting will go in here. And I'm going to work on enclosing that. But the bigger headache is I've got to do that pillars on this row, and then this row is going to be the actual wall. So I've been pulling this back one block. I just worked my way all the way down, and there'll be another pillar here. But I've got to make sure I've got the roof tall enough so that it can get, people can fly up and down the halls that way. So I'm going to have to go down all the way down on this side to push this entire wall back one space. And then we'll worry about lighting later if we need to in the ceiling. BD already has some lava lighting, little pockets in the roofs in his compartments. So I'll have to come up with something here. I'm not sure what to do just yet. But I may use quartz stairs in a manner like he did, although I don't think I've got enough quartz to get away with that. So what I'll do, let me go ahead and just take care of some of this. Can't even see the portal yet, it's so far away. Not even coming in through the haze. I'm going to keep getting onto this, and then I will get back to you and as soon as I've made some progress on this made some progress on this workload. This is going to be a time-consuming one, so I'll see you all. progress has been made. I've laid down the bone blocks that I wanted for the base layer. Those will get cut in half by the half slabs, and I put in all the vertical pillars, about 17 blocks apart. That's going to be where the lighting is from the lava flowing. So that's good. Got this done all the way down to the portal. Oh, I figured let's just run down there real quick. I'm one of those ones that have a hard time flying, even in tall tunnels. Always ground out for some reason. We had to shift the portal over one block. Let's get rid of that. Since we had to shift it over, we are going to need a flint and steel, which I have right here in my equipment box. Nope. Oh, ain't that a beast. We got stuff for making portals. What box did I put it in? No, ain't that a bear cat. And I'm going to have to go find me a piece of flint. Where am I going to find any flint in the nether? Alright, finally got a flint and steel. Well, let's relight this after having moved it, just to confirm it still goes to the same location. See what happens. Are we gonna... Why, I think we've made it. Oh, I'm out of here. Get out of here, fellas. Let's see if they come through. Well, significant progress has been made on this tunnel. I have gotten quite a bit set to what I want it to be. What I did was I've gone ahead and pushed back the wall as I said I needed to. I've hollowed it all the way out, all the way down. All the pillars are in this portion, the vertical pillars. And I decided to change the pattern. I simplified it, got rid of the wool, which is a pain to work with when you have to break it and move it. So I just made it, well, black, white, blue, black, white, blue. And the pattern changes left to right side. So, this side it's black, white, blue. Then to this way it's black, white, blue. I've also used some of the packed ice, and the blue ice is just some accents right in the center and up at the top. Of course, this white blocks at the bottom are going to get cut off because I still need to do, hello, I still need to put in all the half slabs. I have had some things spawning in here, a couple of gas, which are a royal pain, because all these bone blocks I've chosen to use for the base plates and the columns, they're very susceptible to gassed fireballs. In fact, this one needs to be changed out. That's all packed ice. So that's what I've done. Plenty of these I've already preset. I tried a couple little experiments to see what was going on, and it's like, it didn't really work for me. So what I also figured out was, from the way I have most of them set up, you don't have to change that much. It's black, white, blue. Take these ice, move those black, and then I can put a white where the black were. So it'll make it a whole lot simpler and quicker to do. You just come in. We'll wind up with black, white, blue, black, white, blue. I know, boring. But repetition is a little easier to do in the game. Again, here, yep. All I need to do is take out that blue and the black, those two. Move the black forward one, then I can fill it all in. I also need to take these out. Get rid of these to add in the accents. So it'll be pretty straightforward. Since blue ice is much harder to come by and is pretty expensive to produce, you don't have a full-fledged ice factory. Here, there's a couple of ice trays that JT's built. I've borrowed from there, and I've gone out to the end of this and collected up ice from there to be used in this project. But it's actually going to be fairly straightforward to go ahead and get these all set up. So I'm going to keep working on that, and then I will come back and show you the finished product, should be pretty straightforward. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Well, we have finally finished, and we have gotten everything put together. All the walls are up, so you can see the ceiling is in. And that was a bear cat put in. That stinker did not want to cooperate. Several sections I had to dig out the roof, put about scaffolding, and then use the nether rack to bridge spaces down here. But at least working from the center of this thing, I could reach all the sides, so it was relatively simple to keep it consistent. And then just dig out, section at a time and keep rolling. So we have done. We actually have an actual fully decorated, rather plainly, mind you, decorated tunnel hallway leading over to here. This, of course, is a portal to the ice. And I put in blue ice as a back wall, by the way. Leading over to an iceberg biome. Just in case we forget, it's over there. Just give it a render in. We're not truly that far. Spawn is basically off in that direction, more or less. I think it's roughly that way. Because we are at quite an angle. It's pretty much that way. It's like minus 1400 and 2220 out. So it's a bit of a run. I wouldn't want to boat it every day as a commute. Let's see if we can get off the ground like we usually can't. It's modest. It's our first location. Since we don't have a regular ice factory, this isn't too bad a place. There's a smallish desert over here, which I'm seriously thinking about coming over to strip. It's not a bad little place. Extends further away. Most of these I did not create, destroy, or mine. It's still pretty natural. But see, it's around over here. Ooh, there's a ship I haven't explored yet. Yeah, we know what we're going to do in a couple of minutes. Got polar bears. It stretches a fair amount. It's the better way to pick up blue ice when you need it. That looks like almost like a made structure. Come over here, there's plenty of badlands here to work with, plenty of terracotta to pick up, and the other thing is, which I should work on, pretty good quantity of red sand around here. Quite surprising how much. You do have to stick. Now the funny part, see how they overlap in there? That's strange. I kind of like these areas. I don't know. Typically, Badlands is also an area that was in the state where I grew up in North Dakota. There's the western side, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota. See, there's all this is red sand. That might be worth taking back. Yeah, I might need to get me some shulkers and come back over here pretty soon. But there's also another element I was going to discuss. I thought I'd wait and show y'all when I got a chance when we got this completed. I don't think anybody's really talked about it in any of the other videos. So let me gather up some facts, some illustrations, and let me show you what I'm talking about. I'll be right back. We have been using, and I quite frankly have been loving, this little data pack and resource pack that we found on Reddit by a fella named Try Ashtar, and the page address up here I'll put into the description box below. But basically, it is a function that will allow you to see the contents of a shulker box without having to have it set down. You can hover over it. Is that cool? So what you'll need to do is go to the Reddit post. All you have to do is scroll down a little bit, and right down here in the main loading area, you'll want to download at least these first two items, and the third one you should download. It's an option. you'll need to take the data pack. Instructions are right here. Down, put it into your Java data packs folder. And you will want to add that resource pack into your active resource packs. And then the dark theme is optional, but I really like it, so I use it. He developed these in the snapshots, and he's made some adjustments. So when I first found it and was using it, I'd send him a couple of questions about how things weren't wanting to line up in the arrangement in the Shulker box. They were kind of hanging off. Well, he responded right away, took a look at it, goes, yep, I can fix that. And sure enough, he did. And then, but during his other experiments, though, he found that we had set it up and that it was coming up with like a black background instead of just the regular gray box. So he said, yeah, we'd love to get that. So he went ahead and finished that as a final product. And we downloaded it immediately. I think everybody's using the dark background. I don't know. I use it. Love it. But you'll want to download all three of these elements. And the video gives a basic demonstration at the top here of what's happening. But he also has a video that explains it if you want to get more into the technical details. I'll put a link to that video down in the description as well. But the basic instructions are right here. There's really nothing complicated about it whatsoever. The only problem for me, personally, is the data pack has to go into the server folder because BD got involved and was asking questions back and forth on this, and he and BD came up with this dark theme idea. So they went ahead and put that in for us, and BD loaded up the downloaded data pack to go into the server's data pack folder. And with it being in there, we really have no choice but to use this. I'll demonstrate why in a minute and show you these two variations so you can make a decision for yourself. Let me just get back onto the Minecraft world and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right. Well, we are back at the TP, or TP's TP, and I will try to give you a demonstration of what it is about the Shulker box previewer. It's actually so much fun. If you look in here, well, actually, you know, let me not do it that way. I'm going to do it a different way. Everybody knows you go to the options, you can go to resource packs. I have several things running. It's default in there. I put in Faithful 32. Loved Faithful 32 for years. Then you've got the main Shulker preview resource pack and the dark theme resource pack. Now, because BD has these installed, by the way, this Nebula Sky and Dramatic Skies are pretty cool. Without those on, they won't be able to show the vanilla version where you just have the black background with the white writing and it shows you most of the content, you know, like the first row, it'll list and nothing else. Without that, you wind up seeing this empty slot because the data pack is running on the server. So we need to re-enable that data pack. You wind up with a very cool layout like this. It retains its names, if they're named. Those aren't named. That one is named, Blazebox. Look in your inner chest. You can see all my names, and you get the nice gray background, which is pretty cool. But if you enable the other pack, when you look now, you get this cool full black background, which I think is pretty darn cool. I'm not saying he developed it just for us, but I think we were the ones that turned him on to the fact that it was doing it, so he went ahead and just incorporated it, which I think is awfully slick. We can get all of that kind of stuff put down in there. Anytime you look in the box, you get the full, you can see what it is. Only thing that is might consider a drawback is it does not work with custom textures. For example, we have the mob heads on the server, right? So if I stick that mob head in a box and then pick it up, when I go to look at it, all it displays is a Steve style head. So from there, all you can do is, you put it down and you see what it is. It's the only teeny tiny drawback, because that is a custom data pack we've entered on the server. Otherwise, I really love this thing. So much nicer when you want to get something. I keep all of mine labeled. These are for bulk storage, but I've got numbered, so whenever I open this up at a glance, I can see what I've got where. Don't have them totally memorized, but it does really make a big difference to what you're doing. So you can see how that would be a really big advantage. You don't have to pull a shulker box out, set it down, and open it up just to see the entirety of the contents from it. So that's that. And I think what you should turn those off and go have a look, see what JT and Bex have been up to lately, because they've got some cool stuff over there. And as usual, can't fly. Whoa! Alright. Out of control. So what? World? I have to find out what's going on here.
But people of Spawn Town, do not be despaired. We will have iron again. I am in consultation with top experts in the field, and we will make sure that the iron supplies will be plentiful again, just as they were before we updated into 1.14. I know you have not had enough iron, but there is no need to panic. I can assure you, the iron will flow. Fremen of Arrakis, do not despair. I, your Muad'Dib, will promise to keep the spice flowing, no matter the treachery of the Bene Gesserit witches or House Harkonnen trying to sabotage our operations. I can assure you that House Atreides, with I, your Muad'Dib, in charge, will make sure that the spice will flow. You guys gave me the wrong script, right? This was not the script we'd agreed upon originally. You might want to know that.